Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Power of Chaos, Joey the Passion. I do very much appreciate you guys being here for the journey, and it has been a journey. So let's not waste any more time, let's just jump right into it. We're still at 4 stars, which is good. Don't need an AI increase right now with the deck that we have, but let's see what Mr. Wheeler has in store for us today. All right, I'm gonna go first, like I normally do, because that's just the way this deck is. We don't really have too much of a strategy, just play the best cards that we can right now until we can figure out and get better stuff. So let's take a look at what we got. We got the Graceful Dice. That is that counter magic card that allows you to roll one 6-sided die. The result is multiplied by 100 points and added to the attack and defense of all monsters you control until the end of your turn. Monsters summoned after this card activation are included. We got the Harpy's Feather Duster that destroys all your opponent's spell and trap cards on the field. We got the Mystical Space Typhoon, that counter magic card that destroys one spell or trap card on the field. We got the Dark Zebra. It's a 4-star monster with 1800 attack and 400 defense. And if this is the only card in your control during your standby phase, it is automatically placed in defense position. You cannot change the position of this card during the same turn. We got Kiko the Ghost Destroyer, 4-star monster with 1800 attack and 700 defense. Each time this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, you can remove up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard from play. In addition, as long as this card remains face up on the field, your opponent cannot remove any cards in either graveyard from play. And we got the Island Turtle, 4-star monster, 1100 attack, 2000 defense. So, gonna use the Island Turtle in defense mode to start off. It is our highest attack or defense monster, regardless of effects or anything like that. And I think I'll just put the Mystical Space Typhoon down as a bluff. Now let's put the Graceful Dice as a bluff, just in case I need it. If he wants to destroy something, he can destroy that. I'm not going to be too upset about it. It's not really that great of a card, but it's a card that we have because we don't have any of the better cards. So, all right, he's going to summon Alligator Sword, 4-star monster, 1500 attack, 1200 defense. He's going to lose 500 life points as a result of that. So we're not mad about that. And he's going to put at least one card face down. 2. Okay. All right, he's activating Solemn Wishes, which is that continuous trap card. We've seen this before. You gain 500 life points when you draw a card or cards. We just drew the Axe Raider. It's a 4-star monster with 1700 attack and 1150 defense. I'm going to summon Kiko the Ghost Destroyer now in attack mode. I'm going to flip the Island Turtle into attack mode too. A little bit risking the Island Turtle, but I want to get damage on him and just try to burst him down as fast as I can. We'll use Kiko to destroy the Alligator Sword. All right, he's activating his own Graceful Dice. Let's see what he gets. Do I want to activate my Graceful Dice? Do I think he's going to get a 3 or higher? Yeah, why not? Let's play it. We'll both activate Graceful Dice. And let's see who gets the higher roll here and if he can actually overcome what we have. So our dice is giving us a 6. He's not overcoming whatever we have. And he got a 5. I'm glad I did activate the Graceful Dice because we would have lost Kiko, the Ghost Destroyer, if we didn't. So he'll take some points there. And now Island Turtle with 1700 attack. We get to attack his life points directly. That will bring, we'll be at 8,000. So still haven't taken damage yet. And I'll bring him down to 5,400. I am going to put the Mystical Space Typhoon down now as like a bluff. If he wants to destroy something, he can destroy that. Don't really care too much. I mean, it is a good card, but I want him to burn resources at this point. So he's bringing his own Kiko the Ghost Destroyer onto the field. So we are going to lose the Island Turtle, unfortunately. But I figured that was going to happen anyway. All right. We just drew the Headless Knight. That's that 4-star monster with 1450 attack and 1700 defense. I could summon the Dark Zebra, but I am going to have to make the sacrifice, which I think is worth it. So, because Dark Zebra on its own would go into defense position. So, let's just do that. Kiko the Ghost Destroyer is a lot better card than Dark Zebra. Dark Zebra has a negative effect. Kiko has a good positive effect. So we'll use the Dark Zebra to attack and destroy his Kiko. Take the trade. So that way he's fully exposed. And now we can use Kiko the Ghost Destroyer to attack his life points directly. And we'll be able to remove monsters from play. So that's a positive for us. So he can bring back things. And we will get rid of both the Kiko and the Alligator Sword. So banish those. Don't have to worry about him. He's at 4,100 life points. We're at 7,300. Pretty fast-paced game. I feel like we're in pretty good command here. We need to make a pretty big play. That's a decently sized play if he's going to attack. No. This is the same thing that happened in the last duel. He summons Goblin Attack Force, 4-star monster, 2,300 attack, 0 defense. As I always say through this journey of ours, in this particular game, if a monster is a non-tributed monster with over 1,900 attack points, it comes with a negative effect. This is one of those. When this card attacks, it is changed to defense position. At the end of the battle phase, this position cannot be changed during your next standby phase. You can use this as a shield like he is right now. He doesn't have to attack. He just leaves it on the field like that, and there's really nothing I can do. So we did draw Witch of the Black Forest, 4-star monster with 1,100 attack and 1,200 defense, with the effect of when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, move one monster with a defense of 1,500 or less from your deck to your hand. Your deck is unshuffled. We're going to put that in defense mode so that we can hopefully use that effect and find some way to get this Goblin Attack Force off the field. Otherwise, he's just going to continue to gain resources, and there's really nothing we can do. Gaining 500 life points each turn. It's not really worth using the Mystical Space Typhoon to get rid of that Solemn Wishes. He did play Overdrive, 4-star monster with 1,600 attack and 1,500 defense. So we will lose the Witch of the Black Forest, which is fine, which is what I wanted. So I can hopefully bring something to get rid of his Goblin Attack Force. And I think the best move is to take our Goblin Attack Force and make the trade, make the sacrifice. So we will do that. We'll take the Goblin Attack Force that we have and put it in our hand and make the sacrifice. Okay, we just drew Blast Sphere, 4-star monster, 1,400 attack, 1,400 defense, with a really good effect of when your opponent attacks this monster in face down defense position, this card is treated as an equipped card and is used to equip the attacking monster. Damage is not calculated. The equipped monster and this card are destroyed during your opponent's next standby phase. Your opponent then receives direct damage equal to the equipped monster's attack. So we're going to go with what we just said. We'll summon Goblin Attack Force. And we will use our Goblin Attack Force to attack and destroy his Goblin Attack Force. Send them both to the graveyard, which allows Kiko to attack and destroy the Overdrive. And then we can also banish those monsters from the field of play, which is what we want. So Goblin Attack Force goes banished. Can't bring it back, which is really, really good because I have a feeling if he had Monster Reborn or Premature Burial, he would definitely use that as a shield against us.
I summon Rocket Warrior.
Okay, Rocket Warrior, 4-star monster, 1,500 attack, 1,300 defense, with the effect of when the effect of this card can only be equipped during the battle phase of your own turn. Any damage this monster takes is reduced to 0. Any monster attacked by this card has the attack decreased by 500 points till the end of the turn. It's really only good if you can use it with a combo, because, yeah, I lost 1,300, but you can't destroy Kiko, so I don't know. New card that we just added to our deck, which I'm excited to actually have, Ryoku. So during your turn, you can reduce the attack of one monster by half and add the amount of the attack of another monster on the field. So we could use that. I don't really think there's a point right now. Just in case he does somehow get a big monster on the field like Jinzo or that Amphibian Beast, we'll hold on to that. So let's just summon Axe Raider. It's our next highest monster in terms of attack. And we will use the Axe Raider to attack and destroy his Rocket Warrior. And then we can use Kiko to attack his life points directly.
Not too shit, but you ain't gonna beat me with those lame attacks.
And perfect, because now we can keep removing monsters from play so he can't bring them back. Overdrive, Rocket Warrior, you are banished. Okay. He's pretty much at the end of his rope here, so he's going to have to make a really big play and try to get back into this. Solemn Wishes is kind of keeping him. He's going to bring back the my Goblin Attack Force, isn't he? Yep. Nothing I can do to stop that, so it is what it is. Monster Reborn, staple of the series, of Yu-Gi-Oh! In general as a series. Select one monster card from either your opponent or your own graveyard and place it on the field under your control in attack or defense position. Face up is considered special summon. So we have resources to get rid of that, though, mainly the Ryoko, which we're probably going to use right now. So we just drew the Empress Mantis. So it's a 6-star monster, meaning 1 tribute, and it has 2200 attack and 1400 defense. Let's summon the Headless Knight. And let's finally use this Ryoko. And we are going to reduce the Goblin Attack Force. And we are going to increase Kiko the Ghost Destroyer. That's beautiful. Seeing Goblin Attack Force go all the way down while Kiko goes all the way up. And we can get rid of this Goblin Attack Force, which would have been a wall for us if we couldn't figure out a way to deal with it. Even Empress Mantis wouldn't be enough at 2200 as a tribute monster. And we'll use Axe Raider to attack this face-down monster. 4-star Ladybug of Doom. That sucks. It's going to destroy all my monsters on my field. But we got rid of the Goblin Attack Force, so can't complain too much. That is a 3-star monster with 800 attack, 1200 defense, with a really good effect of destroy all face-up level 4 monsters on your opponent's side of the field, which is all that I had. So it is what it is. I still think we're in a pretty good position here. We do have Last Sphere in our hand, which we can use to maybe hit him for some big damage. All right, Gillosaurus, 3-star monster, 1400 attack, 400 defense, and you can treat the normal summon of this card as a special summon. If you select special summon, your opponent may select a monster card from his or her graveyard and special summon the monster to the field, which he did not do. He just summoned it normally, so I wouldn't get a chance to bring something forward. We drew the Alligator Sword, 4-star monster, 1500 attack, 1200 defense. So we will summon that to get rid of this Gillosaurus. I'm tempted to even use the Mystical Space Typhoon to get rid of this Solemn Wishes, but I don't feel like burning Mystical Space Typhoon right now is needed. Even though we have another way to get rid of his Magic and Trap cards and Harpy's Feather Duster, I am worried that he's going to get like a double pull somehow, and then I'm going to need both of those cards. And the plus 500 really isn't. If anything, it's just prolonging this. It's not really doing anything. So there we go. Now we can get rid of that, whatever that is. Unless he activated it, and it's nothing to be worried about. But Cyber Falcon is the monster he displayed. 4-star monster with 1400 attack and 1200 defense. Let's use the Mystical Space Typhoon to get rid of whatever he played down. I don't want to have to deal with it. And it was Grave Robber. So it is a trap card that selects one spell card from your opponent's graveyard. You can use it as your own spell card in your hand until the end of the turn. If you activate it, you take 2,000 points of damage. So Ryoko, he could have brought up the Ryoko back and used it against us. So I'm glad that is not the case. We just got another Alligator Sword. So we will play that Alligator Sword, use one of them to attack and destroy the Cyber Falcon. And we will use the other one to attack his life points directly. He's only got one card in his hand, so whatever he draws with only 1400 life points left is going to have to be something incredibly powerful and incredibly good to kind of flip this duel. Otherwise, we're going to be in a pretty good spot here. All right, so we played a monster in defense position. We got another Mystical Space Typhoon. I could try to win now. Yeah, I think it's going to go at least one more turn. Let's see. We're going to sacrifice one of the Alligator Swords to bring forth the Empress Mantis. And we'll use the Empress Mantis to attack and destroy whatever this is. I'm wondering if Alligator Sword would have been the better. Yeah, Alligator Sword would have won us. But I didn't think Alligator Sword would be able to punch through whatever that was. So it was only a Swordsman, Landstar, 3-star monster with 500 attack, 1200 defense. So we would have been able to break through and end this with Empress Mantis, but I wasn't sure if that was the case. We did draw another Mystical Space Typhoon. Again, I could use it to get rid of the Solomon Wishes, but this duel was going to go on another turn anyways. I'm not really concerned about him having 900 life points compared to 400. There's really no difference in my mind. So we'll just let it go. There we go. He played a card face down. I can destroy it now with that Mystical Space Typhoon or Harpy's Feather Duster. We drew Zombra the Dark, 4-star monster, 2100 attack, 500 defense. As I always say, if it's a non-tributed monster and it has over 1900 attack, it comes with a negative effect, and this is one of those. This card cannot attack a player directly. Each time this card destroys a monster in battle, decrease the attack of this card by 200 points. So we'll use the Mystical Space Typhoon to destroy whatever he put down, his last line of defense. It was Kunai with Chain, a trap card that you can shift an opponent's monster in attack position to defense position. In addition, you can increase the attack of one of your own monsters by 400 points. He wouldn't have been able to stop both of our monsters, so that really wasn't a play that he had, but Empress Mantis to finish it. All right, a little bit of a back and forth duel with him having the Solomon Wishes, which again, I could have maybe gotten rid of earlier and finished this duel faster, but I wanted to hold on to my resources. We still ended up winning, which is good. So we win the first one. Going in the second one, we are going first again. Ooh, I like my hand. Okay, what do we got? We got Morphine Jar number 2, 3-star monster with 800 attack, 700 defense. This card is really, really good as a defensive tool if you just can't deal with whatever your monster has, because it has the flip effect of return all monster cards on the field to their respective decks and shuffle them. You and your opponent then pick up cards until you both have the same number of monster cards, level 4 or lower, that were returned to each deck. Special summon the monsters on the field in face down defense position. Any other cards picked up or discarded to the graveyard. We also got the Witch of the Black Forest. We just saw this card, 4-star monster, 1100 attack, 1200 defense. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, move one monster with a defense of 1500 or less from your deck to your hand. The deck is then shuffled. We got the trap card, Magical Cylinders. Negate the attack of one of your opponent's monsters and inflict direct damage equal to the attack monster's attack to your opponent's life points. We got Call of the Haunted, continuous trap card that allows me to select one monster from your graveyard and special summon it face up attack position. When this card is destroyed or removed from the field, the summoned monster is destroyed. If the summoned monster is destroyed, this card is also destroyed. We got a new card which I'm very excited to feature and also have in my deck, and we're definitely going to use it right now, but let's hold for a second. Diligent Duo. This is such a great card. Pay 1,000 life points. That is not a high price. To randomly select and discard one card from your opponent's hand, your opponent then selects and discards another card from his or her hand. That's burning 2 resources for only 1,000 life points. That's really good. So we're happy to see that. And we got the Alligator Sword, 4-star monster, 1500 attack, 1200 defense. So let's use that Diligent Duo. Let's pay that 1,000 life points. Random selection. So he got rid of a Baby Dragon, which is a 3-star monster with 1200 attack, 700 defense, and an Overdrive, 4-star monster, 1600 attack, 1500 defense. So 2 resources down. We will put the Magical Cylinders down, and I'm going to put Witch of the Black Forest in defense mode with the thought that it will get destroyed and I can get something more powerful into my hand in the next turn.
My field spell card activates.
Fusion Gate? It is Fusion Gate. Does he have the materials he needs?
I'll just go along and set this card here. Let me give you a little hint. You better be careful, because this card's a trap.
No. Okay. So, what does he got? All right, he is playing the Solomon Wishes again. So, again, he gains 500 life points when he draws a card or cards. He did play Fusion Gate, which is a field spell card, which as long as this card remains face up in the field, a fusion monster can be special summoned without using polymerization. The fusion material monsters used in the fusion are not sent to the graveyard, but are removed from play. We just grabbed the, drew the Grateful Dice, that counter spell card that we saw in the last game. Roll 1 6-sided die. The result is multiplied by 100 points and added to the attack and defense of all monsters you control until the end of your turn. Monsters summoned after this card activation are excluded. So he's wide open. So yeah, we'll summon Alligator Sword. We'll put the Witch of the Black Forest into attack mode. And I think that's all we need to do. thinking, should we play Graceful Dice? Nah, it's really not going to make as much of a difference. You might as well hold on to it. If we do lose a monster next turn, I'm thinking also, should we just call the Haunted down to bring it back? But we could also stop whatever he's about to attack us with Magical Cylinders. I don't want him to get Harpy's Feather Duster and destroy all my Magic and Trap cards, so I think we'll just leave it as is. So that's a plus 500 for him right there. Monster in defense mode. I don't really think he's going to be able to use Fusion Gate this duel because he doesn't have enough resources, but we'll see. But Axe Raider in attack mode. We just drew that 4-star monster, 1700 attack, 1150 defense. And we'll use the Axe Raider to attack whatever he has. It's a Witch of the Black Forest, so what is he going to take to his hands? The same one as we have. Jinzo. All right. Jinzo. That is one of the best tribute monsters you can see in the game. 6-star, 2400 attack. First of all, 2400 is only 100 off of the highest one tribute monster in this game. So it's very good, but it has probably the best effect that you could possibly have as a card. As long as this card remains face up on the field, all trap cards cannot be activated. The effects of all face up trap cards are also negated. That's really good for this format. We really do not want to see Jinzo on the field. I have the Morphing Jar number 2, so I'm not super concerned right now. And he still needs to make the tribute to get Jinzo on the field, but knowing he has it in his hand is a scary thought, because if he has Change of Heart or Gillosaurus, where he can just get Gillosaurus for free and tribute it, we're going to be in a little bit of a trouble here. So let's see what he does, though. Hopefully he can't summon it. Okay, he summoned Kiko the Ghost Destroyer. So that's a card we have. It's a 4-star monster with 1800 attack, 700 defense. Each time this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, you can remove up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard from play. In addition, as long as this card remains face up on the field, your opponent cannot remove any cards in either graveyard from play. So he's going to destroy our Witch of the Black Forest, which is actually good for us because we need something to get rid of Kiko the Ghost Destroyer. And we'll take our Gemini Elf. Gemini Elf, as I always say, when I have this card, I love it. When my opponent has it, I hate it. It's the 4-star monster with 1900 attack. It is the highest non-tributed monster in terms of attack that you can have in this game. Yeah, we're going to win. Okay, got Change of Heart. Select and control one opposing monster guard's position on the field until the end of your turn. We will use Change of Heart. We're going to take control of his Kiko the Ghost Destroyer, so he has nothing to stop us. And we'll summon the Gemini Elf in attack mode, and this is all free damage and way more than we need. So take the Gemini Elf, attack him directly.
Not too shabby, but you ain't gonna beat me with those lame attacks.
So that brings them down to 1900. We'll use the Alligator Sword.
Not too shabby, but you ain't gonna beat me with those lame attacks.
And we will finish him off with his own monster, because I always like finishing off your opponent with your own monster. It's just a good feeling, I guess we can call it that. And there we go. Two very decisive wins for us, which I'm happy to see. We haven't really been seeing the full extent of these decks yet, which I'm surprised. Like, I'm very surprised we didn't see Jinzo make appearance, especially that the computer knew that we had it. But all right, let's see what we won. Not too shabby. At least we got an Island Turtle out of that. That will definitely be getting into our deck here. Excited to see the Island Turtle, even though it's a repeat card. But let's take a look at all the cards that we got. So we got Bone Hemer, 3-star monster, 850 attack, 400 defense. Very bad, but at least it counts towards the collection goal, so we'll take it. And then we also got... There's the Island Turtle. I am going to throw that in. So we won that. We have seen this card. It's in our deck already. 4-star monster, 1100 attack, 2000 defense. That 2000 defense is really, really valuable. And we also won, I believe, Tornado Bird was the last one. Yes, Tornado Bird. 4-star monster with 1100 attack, 1000 defense with a flip effect of return 2 spell or trap cards on the field to the hands of their owner. So it's the Penguin Soldier of Trap and Magic cards, which we have enough resources to deal with Trap and Magic cards between the 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, Giant Trinade, and Harpy's Feather Duster, and this is just too weak of attack and defense, so we're not going to worry about that. But this is good that we got the Island Turtle. It does allow us to remove a monster from our hand, or from our deck that is super weak, that we don't need. And we're probably, this is all good effects. That's an 1800, so we're okay with that. Yeah, UFO Turtle, you gotta go. 1400 attack, 1200 defense. That's just too weak for what we're currently trying to do. Okay, let's take a look at where we're at with the card list. We have 64 out of the 350 cards needed for 18.2%. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing, just so I know that you're enjoying the content. But overall, you just being here is good enough for me, so you don't really have to do any of those things. But all right, until the next episode, later.